Hopefully we're live, because I just had a load of stuff come up. When I clicked live, it was like, you're on a mobile device, so you should be streaming at 720, not HD. And then I thought, hold on a minute. It goes into the general settings before I could click to actually go live. And then I was like, well, it's an S23, so it should be all right.
It's a nice new program you've got running.
Yeah, we're live.
So for anybody watching, I'll use to stream. I use a platform called StreamYard, and for 2025 they've upped the prices. But what they've also done is put HD on, so all three of us should now be in HD as opposed to 720 last year. That's probably a good thing when you're looking. That's probably a good thing when you're looking at Tim and George, but maybe not when you're looking in my direction. You probably want me to go back down to 720 or maybe just the one. Hey, just one more. Hey, Tron. Hi, Anton. Hey, Susan. Hey, Spartan. Hey, 90s Kid. Who else is up there? Hey, Apex. Hi, Emma. Hey, United Inverts. Hey, Rob. Oh, God, the wife's here. We need 4K for your beard, Scott. Mate, yeah. It's £36 a month, right? For 4K. Go and have a look. Go and have a look. Google it. It will shock you at the price. Hey Emma. Hey Tony. Oh, I didn't miss your name change, did I? Didn't I just say hello? Just one more. Hagel. 8K. Oh my God, I can't. No, we're not doing 8K. I'll break the camera. George has got the looks for 8K. Me and Tim, however, a little bit older. We don't. Hey, Osman. He says, evening, Scott, Tim, and Geo Scorps. So, Scott, I've got a name. I know, yeah, and it's also a cartoon character that's yellow.
SpongeBob.
SpongeBob, yeah. Hey, Stu. Oh my God, your wife's in chat and my wife's in chat. We're doomed.
Oh, great.
We're doomed. Everything you see behind Tim, he got for free. You got for free.
You haven't seen that shelf. There's nothing to see there.
That's what he got it all free. He got it all free for doing something at the shows.
Just washed up on the beach.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it. That's why I just go for this. Have you banned the wife from the shed, or did she come in?
She doesn't like spending much time in here. She comes in here occasionally when I need hand potting up enclosures and stuff like that. She does actually roll up her sleeves and get involved, but most of the time I just do it by myself. Now we've got a new kitten. He's running around the house like a mental case, so it's stopping him destroying the place at the minute.
From scorpions to cats. Why not?
What? Why didn't you try to contact me for the prize at Christmas giveaway? Because whoever won it would have contacted you, I'm pretty sure, because they got your details, from what I remember. It's been a while. Drop me a PM if that was a message to me or a message to the winner if they're in chat. Unfortunately for Scott, everything has to come through the house to get to the shed. Do you know what the amount?
Side gate.
Hey Dave, hey Nat, do you know the amount of stuff that I've told I've got for free that's come through the house is unreal. It weren't free.
I hope you like all these beans, because that's what we're living off this week.
Your missus says the same.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't even have them delivered to work because the van is my work address. Pot noodles for dinner. Yeah, I think going down to maybe 4 beans on a slice of bread wouldn't hurt me at the moment.
I actually tried a doner kebab flavour pot noodle today.
Was it any good? Hey, Charlotte.
I think so.
Not really. Although I do have a chicken fajita one for tomorrow, and I'm quite optimistic about that. That sounds quite nice.
I think if I was taking something like that to work, I'd open it and give it a whiff first, and if it smelled like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, they're only
8-bedroom
64p.
breeder.
They're on offer at Asda, so.
How many did you buy? 10?
I just got one of each flavour of the new flavours that was on offer. I thought I'll give them a try. In for a penny. Phil?
We don't talk about noodles with my wife in chat. She loves it. If we go in Tesco or Aldi, do you know the little packet noodles that are like 30p?
Yeah.
I automatically think, oh yeah, they've been discounted, so I buy about 15 or 20 and fill one of the cupboards up with them. Then they'll sit there, and then we'll go shopping next time, and I'll do the same thing. And then suddenly there's like half a cupboard full of packet noodles. Hey, Kev Mac. I'm looking forward to finding out a bit more about scorpions. United Inverts has not paid for a scorpion in years. They're not disgusting. They're not. They're all right. So, anyway, Tuesday live. We are live with Tim Baxter, aka BTS committee member, JustScorpions on Facebook. Also with George, Geo Scorps, two of the leading minds when it comes to scorpions. I want to say UK, but it's not. It's literally worldwide now, I think. Most definitely in Europe. I don't really know further afield. But when it comes to UK experts, these are the two.
I'd say UK, definitely. I'd say UK, but yeah, that's a very bold statement. There are some absolute powerhouses out there in the European market that know vastly more than what we do combined, probably.
Currently.
Yeah.
I mean, look how far you've both come in the last 12, 24 months. God knows where you'll be in 3 or 4 years.
Who knows?
I mean, what George does with those A4 info sheets is mind-blowing, because you can have them printed out by George at a cost and he'll send them out. You can get them with magnetic backgrounds, and again at a cost and he'll send them out. Or you can just go on the Facebook and download them for yourself, which I think is incredible, because any other seller out there would have said, well, you can buy them off me, and that's it. And that to me says everything about George. He's literally just putting the care standards out there first above anything else, and I think that's really, really impressive. I've even seen in other group chats people talking about the differences between is it Lacticus and Solanus, and referring to your drawing, your info sheet.
And I was like, 5 separate scorpion groups, and my infographics get shared around all the time for comparison reasons.
And this is
American groups, European groups. They get banded around. We see them everywhere now, don't we?
Yeah.
You'll see them here soon, because I bought some. Damn right. But I mean, this was a mainly tarantula group, and they were talking about the granulation as well. And I looked and I was like, what? Because you don't normally see that. You normally see somebody asking, and then somebody going, oh, it's this bit, and then the conversation goes back onto spiders.
Yeah.
So this actual conversation was a good 45 minutes to an hour, which in a solely tarantula Facebook group chat was pretty incredible, especially the one it was in. Really good. Apex Ghosts, I'm still waiting for my infographics. Curse Royal Mail. Royal Mail are fantastic. They're best on the planet. You can see why people wait until the weather's good for 4, 5, 6 days before posting with Royal Mail, can't you? Nessa says, I need an info sheet for the 2 scorpions Keith bought off Tim at Seas.
That was the Flat Rock, the Haginus Porcelains, and the... can't remember what else it was. I think it was a Nebo Hierotroncus she bought. I'll sort you some out, Ness. Don't worry. I'll
Well,
drop
there's
you a
something a
message.
little bit special about
You
those
did
flat
message
rocks.
me beginning. She did message me beginning of the week, but I get that many messages a day now asking for information. I just lose track, especially at our age now. Oh, I've started writing everything down as well because it's just my little whiteboard I had on the wall, not fit for purpose. I'm forever just rubbing stuff off and writing it, rubbing stuff off, and now I've actually got pens and pads and paper written down everywhere. Pairings, times, breedings, babies being born, you name it.
So professional now.
Almost, yeah.
Charlotte says you
Almost.
need a
We're going there.
website as well as.
Streamlined, I think, is the word I was looking for.
Yeah, Charlotte's just put you need a website as well, Tim.
Yeah, a few people have said that.
A website.
A few people.
Channel.
Yeah, I could do. It's something to think about. But I've got
I
that
think
much going on at the minute.
I think just going back to.
I mean, George can vouch. Christ, it's nearly a full-time job.
It's horrible sometimes.
Yeah, how many hours do you have spare in a day?
I'm not that Apex. Apex went from having a feeding chart to being who looks skinny today. Spartan, we have said this to them both. YouTube channel for the care videos.
Yeah.
You never know though. They might get one Scorpions mixed up with another one when it comes to a species name.
Frequently.
Just some 90s kid.
I missexed some Scorps last week. That was good. That was fun. Said, yeah, definitely, 100% it's a male. And she messaged me about 3 days later and said, this male's just had babies. What?
Oh.
It happens.
To be fair, they wear crap photos.
Just some 90s kid, very new to the hobby, has asked which Scorpion is best for a beginner.
Heterometrus lauticus.
Or a Selenus.
Yeah. Same thing. Yeah.
Have either of got you guys
bulletproof.
got those? Either of you guys got those for sale?
Yeah, I think we both have.
Yeah, they're quite common actually.
Everybody,
But
if anybody wants a fair Scorpion, please just get one single Selenus or one single Lauticus and see how you go with it. They are virtually bulletproof. Very, very easy to look after.
Hey, Madam Rouse.
You've just set a communal up of them, Scott. Your care video was bob on.
Appreciate that.
Temperatures, humidity, plenty of hiding spaces. One hiding space is all you really need. But obviously you started a communal, so you want to give them as much separation as they can. But have you checked on them? Are they all hiding under the same bit of log? No.
No,
Nice.
they keep coming out. They keep coming out. What I found when we did the wild caught ones in the past, the ones that passed away after 5 weeks, whatever it is. That first week, they were they hid away and that was it. But the captive bred ones seem to be, if the light goes slightly dim, they're all out.
Yeah.
And they're all literally just wandering around, claws like this with the tails up, looking like how you'd picture a scorpion to kind of be. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They are some of the most active inverts that I've got in this collection. Is that communal? Charlotte's just put George's link into the chat. If you guys want to click on that link pretty quick and go bookmark it and order a ton of stuff from George, that'd be absolutely amazing. Again, if you're new to the hobby, Heterometrus that he's got listed up there, they're the ones. Maybe leave the others alone for now, but they're the ones.
You put the 80% discount thing on the bottom of the screen.
85. He said 85.
Did you see his face then?
He did. George, before you join, Tim was like, put it on the banner that there's a 50% discount on at Geo Scorps. Oh my God, of that.
50.
Tim, bedroom breeder, may get some at Barnsley's show. Got a 34 by 34 by 34, all nicely set up. That would suit a communal.
Christ, Phil. 34, 34, 34. Is that inch?
Well, Spartan says he clicked the link. Well, they clicked the link and it went to George's OnlyFans. We'll talk more about that after 9 p.m.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Prince, I think, is his OnlyFans one. If you
Osman has just put Geo Scorps Facebook link in as well as if you ladies, I know George is absolutely a beautiful, shockingly beautiful man, but he has got a missus.
centimeters. Oh, that's all right, Phil. Yeah, you'll get. Is that 12-inch square? 12-inch, 12-inch, 12-inch. You'll get a couple in there. A couple of Selenus or a couple of Lauticus.
What's 12 inches in centimeters?
30 centimeters, 34 centimeters square.
Yeah, that's fine.
The wife's still in chat, so that's 6 inches. So you might want something a bit bigger. Osman's just put Tim's links in there as well. Charlotte's put your Facebook group in. And I've missed comments because it's not scrolled down on the PC. What laptop? There we go. Send you a pic, Tim. Hopefully you can't see my crackers.
Oh yeah, those are crackers. Yeah. Thanks, Phil.
Have you noticed an increase in kind of scorpion interest when it comes to the hobbies since you started with the BTS?
Massively. You get more and more people messaging, emailing, and just generally wanting information on scopes. Best way to keep them, how many to keep, and the answer's always the same. Start off with something simple and see how you go. Like everybody's first tarantula, you're not going to go and buy yourself an OBT or something that, you know, a H-Mac for your first ever tarantula, are you? You're going to start off with something nice and placid and see how you go.
Is there any commonly sold species that are out there all the time that are definitely not a beginner species? That beginners should go, I'll wait a little while for that one.
Obviously, some species are more aggressive. Your larger heterometrus, your spinifers, tend to be far more aggressive. I think I've been stung and pinched by those more than any other species I own. Some of the Nebos are the venom's quite powerful. The Hyrachonticus one is one of the strongest venoms you can keep legally in this country without having a DWA license. It's from the same part of the world as all the Androptenus and Parabuthus, dangerous ones, life-threatening ones. So, yeah.
That's interesting. How powerful a venom are you talking on that one? Is it I've been stung, that hurts? Or is it I've been stung, I need to go doctor?
It's going to land you in hospital. Nothing. I mean, you can never rule out bloody hell, what's the word?
That it is, Owen. Night.
Nightmare. Yeah, you can never rule out allergies to venom. Obviously, people are allergic to different stuff, and getting tagged is not the way to to find out. Me personally, I'm allergic to bees and wasps. If I get stung, it's a trip to hospital. I usually have an EpiPen, but I haven't got one this year.
You know what will happen?
Yeah, more than
No,
likely.
you haven't.
Now I know I'm going to get one before summer. Now it's winter's over. I'll have to get one.
So being allergic to bees and wasps is relatively a common thing.
Yes.
When it comes to allergies, how would you then be affected with the scorpion stings?
Well,
Have you got to be higher alert
oh,
for non-DWA species?
quite a lot of scorpion venom is not a simple thing. Like bee venom is
Hey,
bee
Google.
venom. It doesn't matter which bee you get stung by in the UK, you're still stung by the same species of bee. Different scorpions have different venoms. Also, it depends what the scorpion wants to inject you with. They have control over what they sting you with, how much they sting you with. It is, in all fairness, like a hypodermic needle. They give dry. I've had God knows how many dry stings over the years where no venom has been injected, and the sting was used more of an anchor point as to flick and can you leave me alone, please, just to push you away. But it still digs into your skin, and you still that hurt. But yeah, no venom. And then other times I have been envenomated, and it's been nothing, no worse than a boil. The dangerous ones, I don't even put myself in a situation where I can be stung. That's just stupid.
So PW 1970 PW says, apart from the cost of actually buying the Scorpion, how much does a simple beginner setup cost?
You want to feel that one, George?
Well, it depends. If you're looking to get a glass enclosure, they can set you back around 50 quid, up to 50 quid. For a single adult heterometrus, I'd suggest maybe 30 by 30 by 20. But you can put them in tubs and just make ventilation holes so you can put them in a storage container. That would set you back about a £5. And I used to have lots and lots of glass enclosures. These used to be filled with them. But as your collection grows, you start to realize, yeah, I can't afford to keep buying glass. So if you're going to buy just one or two, grab a glass enclosure, 30 by 30 by 20, that's the minimum. If you're going to turn it into a hobby and you're a kind of person that likes to collect, then just grab a tub. They're like £4 or £5 each. With the Scorpion, you're looking to, 25 quid for the entire setup? For the Scorpion and for the tub.
Potting compost, £4 or £5 out of Wix's.
Yeah.
Water dish. If you watch my content, you know you can use just about anything that holds water as a water dish, as long as it's clean.
Yeah, you can make it as expensive or as cheap as you like. Like George has just said, your main things are you're going to need a heat source, an enclosure, substrate, and your actual animal. Most bits of bark and things like that can be foraged or found. You know, how much is a piece of cork bark? You can pick those up for pennies from most places. Or if you know any forest, local forests or wooded areas well away from roads, go and spend an hour or two foraging in there. See if you can find some pieces of bark. Where I get old man from.
Yeah, I wish I could do that.
I get a lot of moss. If I'm out in the countryside with work, I'll pull over and I'll go for a wander. But I'm unlucky enough to live in Coventry, so you wouldn't want to even fish in the canals around here. So the moss and stuff like that, I don't bother with it. There is a couple of spiders has got Coventry moss in it, but that's when the little ones brought it home from nursery and said, "Daddy, this is for your spiders." So
Nice.
you can't say that. Yeah, you can't say no at that point. So I get moss from Unusual Pets at the shows. It's like a £5 for a big, massive bag of it straight from the Welsh hillsides. And you know it's about 5-6 miles away, if not more, from any living human.
Yeah, that's
There you go.
George's
Just some
favourite brand
90s
as well.
kid. Lived down in Dorset, surrounded by the trees. Leah, from Unusual Pets, favourite brand.
Lucky for you. Yeah, I have to buy from Unusual Pets as well. I live in the centre of London. There are no forests. Unless I travel like a few hours outside. But other than that, I'll just
Oh
get
shit, my dad's watching.
Huh?
My God, Tim's dad, you must be incredibly proud of your lad. You've done a good job. Like you need me to tell you.
It's his fault. I do all this.
Did your dad get you into it then?
I grew up when I was a little lad. I had 20 odd of my dad's pet snakes in my bedroom.
How many snakes did your dad have?
I don't know. A lot. Couple of dozen, I think. Yeah. Some nice ones.
Hey, JD.
This is what mid-80s, mid to late 80s, early 90s.
Did he breed as well, or?
Yeah, he used to breed. Yeah, he used to breed. We had a garage. Our garage was full of breeding tanks with mice in it. You know, for the snakes. My dad used to breed all his own mice to feed them.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Yeah, it was big business. So yeah, he took me to the IHS short Doncaster. That'll have been the very, very early 90s, 92, something like that, maybe 93. And I bought my first pet scorpion from there.
He said he was a bad influence, admit it.
Yeah, he was, Pop. It's all your fault.
And now, how many scorpions do you have?
A
lot.
Actual individual specimens or species?
Individuals, yeah.
Christ almighty. Well, let me just say on that top shelf there is all the
a couple of dozen.
And on that shelf alone, there is probably over 400.
Oh, geez.
It's just babies.
That's a good one from Apex. Both of you. What was both of yours first scorpions?
Mine was an emperor.
Emperor, yeah.
Andinus Imperator.
Yeah. They used to be a lot cheaper. And
I was just about to say, how much did you both pay for those?
I paid £5.
15 quid for my emperor. There's a bit of a time gap between. Yeah, I paid 15.
Wow.
£5. I kept it in a glass tank, probably a 2-foot glass tank with 3 inches of substrate in it, and a piece of hardboard, a piece of chipboard that my dad cut to size and drilled a few holes in as a lid on the top with a brick on it so it didn't escape. With a heat mat strapped to the back.
Ghoul says, how often do female scorpions have virgin births?
Virgin births?
Yeah, I think you might have to reword that one. You think we'll never get back to the emperors being cheap?
The parthenogenics. The parthenogenic species, I mean, it varies from environmental factors, how much you feed them, what temperatures you're keeping them at.
Yeah. I would expect it to produce a brood probably once every year.
So if you had perfect enclosure, and how many broods would they have, do you think, before they pop their clogs?
Probably 2 or 3.
I've no idea. Again, it all depends how many how well the cats, how much you feed them. If you keep feeding them regularly, they'll just keep going and going. At least a clutch every year. So you're talking 3 years to maturity. Probably another 3 years. So yeah, 3 or 4 clutches, I reckon. Like Achilles Australasia will produce in its life, parthenogenics.
Why do you think it's only those few species that are parthenogenic and not scorpions full stop?
There is quite a few.
You'd think if one
16
species was doing it, then
15 or 16 different species parthenogenic now.
Oh wow!
Yeah, and we can only have like one of them.
Most of them are in the family boothid. So.
No, babe. The enemy's off to sleep. I think I need to rehouse my scorpion, says Jade. I fed her earlier a couple of crickets as usual, but noticed loads of baby crickets under the leaf litter.
No, don't worry about it. They won't do any harm to a scorp, baby crickets. They'll just escape and go in your house.
It's just some noise, kid. I think it'd be a bit rude to ask about profits and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? How much did you make from your first breed and sell? Yeah. Yeah, we'll skip past that one. It's a bit... I'm old school. You can't ask a question like that.
Well, I bought my first emperor and it died, so I made nothing.
Again, yeah, it's not... I'll say it's not a massive amount for the time and effort that we put into it. Scorpions are very, very slow breeders. This is a labour of love. You don't get clutches every single year like what you do with tarantulas, and certainly not 3 or 4 clutches a year like mantises and other things. Some scorps can, that my flat rocks that I've just produced, she was gravid for 19 months. 19 months from pairing to having babies. It's thick end of 2 years. It's a massive amount of time.
Anybody else done that in the UK, Tim?
Is what?
Anybody else bred those in the UK successfully?
Not that I'm aware of. I've got 2 species. I've got my troglodytes female. She's ready to drop as well.
How many UK firsts are we looking at with the breeding between you both?
I don't know. Might have to see this.
I honestly don't know. I honestly don't know. I think 2 or 3 times we've been lucky with just buying gravid females, or we've bought females that we didn't know were gravid, kept on for breeding, and they've popped. But other species, I mean, like the Scorpio palmatus. I mean, I've searched high and low, and I've not found a single person in the UK that's bred them, other than me. And yet they're so ready available in the hobby.
Just shows how much we're taking from the wild. A scorpion fin says, "I'm drooling on Tim's back shelf."
That's just one small section.
wait! We have a quick look at George's. Jordan P, do you ever have mite problems with your scorpions? A cracking question.
I did once. Yeah, with a wild caught emperor scorpion I bought a couple of years back.
How did you deal with that?
With the toothbrush. Toothbrush and some water.
Brushed them off the scorpion, rehoused, and that was it.
Yeah. Luckily, it was still young and it was fine.
Just before we go to Charlotte's question about both your top 3 favourite species, going back to the parthenogenic ones, with with morning geckos pathogenic. Every now and again, they pop out a male, which is smaller than the females, to exchange DNA. Is that the same thing that happens with the scorpions? Do they pop out a male once in a blue moon? And
it's always female.
No.
Parthenogenesis it's just copying yourself, so it wouldn't be able to produce a male. It's just copying smaller versions of itself. It's not really a natural birth like it would be.
The genetic copies of the mother. That's what parthenogenic is. Especially with scorpions. I didn't even know that morning geckos can produce a male every now and again. That's mental.
Like once in a blue moon, it'll pop out male. They're normally darker in colour and considerably smaller.
I know. Yeah, I'm gonna have to read up on that because that sounds a bit spurious that they produce males. I know certain reptiles and amphibians can change sex in single sex environments, but yeah, I've not heard of parthenogenics producing a male and a female before. Otherwise, there'd be no need to ever breed.
Yeah.
Charlotte's asking for your top 3 favourite species, and then I'll probably need one of you guys to read this one because I'm not fantastic when it comes to the pronunciation.
Right. I don't know. I quite like Heterometrus longimanus. Top 3. I don't know.
Come on, John, you've got dozens.
Yeah, but it's hard. And although they're assholes, I quite like the palmatus.
No, you don't. You hate palmatus.
Yeah, but that's the reason to love them. Like the rest of them are just really shy and they don't come out. And these ones were like, if you open the lid to their enclosure, they'll fight you to the death. It's quite entertaining. If I was to show someone a scorpion, I just wanted to show them something more than a scorpion that was just sitting under a log. I'd show them a palmatus to be like, hey, look at this. This is really, So I quite like them.
Yeah, good choice.
Yeah. Tim, this one's for you, looks like.
Me, personally, I've got me... Androctonus Gannetti is my number 1. That's what prompted me to get my DWA license, was seeing those. They're a decent size, they're jet black, they've got thick tails, they're just gnarly scorpions. Second choice will be Swammies. I love them. The size, the hissing, everything about them. You disturb them, the sterilate, and just go nuts. Claws in the air, hissing at you. Do not come near me. Yeah, I like Swammies. And third, I'm going to have to go Desert Hairies, and just about any species of the Hadrurus genus. Large, colourful, really active, lovely scorpions.
There's also a comment on screen for you as well, Tim. And then Connor made a interesting point a little bit earlier, which we're going to bring up.
It's he lives in a part of the world where you don't need DWA licenses for to keep boothed scorps. So he's been asking me some of the best ones to order. And
he simply replied, all of them, lucky bastard.
Any of the boothed scorps are lovely, but you just need to be very, very, very careful. I kid you not,
highlight this.
They are life-threatening. In the same, some of them are in the same bracket as a cobra or a pit viper. Do not underestimate them. They are very, very quick, very, very quick to anger, and just please do not put yourself in a situation where you can even get stung.
If there's somebody out there that's keeping a DWA in the UK illegally, let's say it's a DWA Scorpion, could they contact you anonymously and just go, there you go?
Yeah, of course I could. Yeah, yeah.
No questions
Quite a
asked.
few. I get quite
No
a few.
questions asked. No messing. Just not a problem. Boom. Everybody makes mistakes. It's safe now.
Yeah, I don't judge anybody. I mean, my first ever DWA rescue. I said this on the last live. Was a guy that was keeping two Parabuthus rhodus, and he bought them from a pet shop in London, and the guy had sold them to him as a pair of desert hairies, and this was a 75-year-old bloke who's in the bracket of, yeah, that stings you. Your time's up, old man. Sorry.
Complete game over. Yeah.
Yeah, weakened immune system, and God knows if he had any other health complications. So that was my first rescue. I don't judge anybody, but yeah, some of these are just. It's like having a loaded gun in the house, except loaded guns don't get out and shoot people of their own accord. Scorpions do if you don't know what you're doing.
We've all bought things that we're not supposed to have. Probably more so as children. But if like I said, if anybody out there has got one in the UK and you're having second thoughts because you haven't got the license, just drop him a message.
Yeah,
complete confidentiality.
I get quite a few rescues.
Connor said this earlier, and it says, could there just, when going back to the breeding of the scorpions in the UK, says, could there just be an overall lack of male scorpions available in the UK? Or do you think people just don't have the patience for breeding scorpions? Pretty good question.
Depends on the species.
I think that because the majority of scorpions are so readily available as wild caught, they don't feel the need to breed them. Like Selenus and Lauticus, the ones that we recommend for beginners, people don't feel like there's a need to breed them because they're available as 15, 20 quid as adults in large numbers. So whereas me and Tim do try to focus on captive breeding a bit rarer species to bring to the UK, we do try to breed these lesser ones as well so that people have the option to buy adults wild caught or captive bred. I don't think there's a shortage of males though.
I've learned a lesson with the wild caught. I'd rather come to yourself or Tim.
Yeah. How many times have you bought
especially like Petrometrus, any of those? I mean, you guys have bred them, so for me, it's very much like, well, why do I need to buy from an import when I can just go to one of you guys that have bred them in the UK? It makes no sense. Yeah, and for something as common as Solanus, it's like, why are people still bringing them in wild caught?
Yeah, it's been the last year, and I know with Tim it's been happening as well. People have been coming to me saying, do you have these captive bred? Because I don't want to buy them wild caught. And only if they have that captive bred sign, they'll buy them.
It's captive bred, I think, especially in the UK, over the last 12 months. Yeah, and when sellers put captive bred on their posts and everything, it gets far more attention nowadays than what the wild caught did. 8-10 years ago, nobody really gave two poos, but now people have realised how much we're taking out the wild and how much we don't actually need to.
I had three people come up to me at Seas and specifically ask, is everything there captive bred? Yep. Literally everything on that table has been born in this country, captive bred. From either my parents or George's parents. Yep, everything on there. Oh, good, because I feel quite passionately about not buying wild caughts. Okay, brilliant. Happy days.
I think with wild caught as well, there comes, especially when it comes to sellers and stuff, you don't know how long they've been quarantined for, or anything like that, or even if they have at all. You just don't know. Captive bred, you've not really got to worry about it. Plus, I've got 5 scorpions in a communal that were bred by one of the UK's experts, just happens to be a BTS committee member and a real good mate, and I like that type of stuff. and I've got a fair few from George as well. And to have any invert from a friend that's bred them is better than buying a wild caught by a long shot. I think anyway.
Yeah, definitely.
Rob says,
sense when feeding, that's all right.
What scorpion has the shortest gestational period? That's a good one.
Wow. It's a Hottentotter, I think. I think it's called Hottentotter. The species name is yeah.
That's DWA one as well, isn't it?
It is, yeah. I don't know if Tim has one of those. Or,
fastest in my collection are easily the Titius stigmorus. They're ridiculous. Again, they're a boothid from South America, from Brazil. They're about 1.5 inches, 4 or 5 centimeters long, bright yellow, and they're near enough adult at 6 months of age, and they're parthenogenic. I bought one, and I now have at least 12, 15 in there, and those 15 will all self-replicate as well.
Does that complicate things when it comes to DWA license? Because if they carry on like that, give it 10 years, you could just purely have that one species behind you.
You could do, yeah, but I control the numbers. I leave everything in a communal, and the adults quite often will cannibalize and pick off the babies. So there's very, very few that'll actually make it through to adulthood.
Ghoul says, what's the longest living scorpion?
Probably the flat rock.
Yeah, flat rocks. Hadgeonus species. You're talking 12 years for it to mature to an adult.
Hey, Danielle. Danielle's in from Portsmouth Tarantulas.
All right, Danny. And then probably another 12 on top of that. 10. So, yeah, 20 years of age. Flat rocks can live too.
Just quickly, just noticed, kid, because you're very, very new to the hobby and you want a mystery box, if you hit up Portsmouth Tarantulas, the owners in chat now, Danielle, drop them an email just saying, look, can you make it so it's a beginner's mystery box? Boom, job done. You won't go wrong. Hey, Roger. Hi, Vicky. What are we on now? Does any of you know anything about Hottentotter is that Flavadullus? Would love to know more about that species.
It's not a species I keep. Again, I only there's that many booths, and it's so new to me. I've only had my license a year. I tend to just, if there's any rescues coming in, I tend to research those as best I can and provide care for them as best I can. But yeah, it's not a species I'm familiar with because I haven't got any in the collection.
Stuart Phillips says, I got myself 2 Ligechalis Australias. Is that Australiaceae? At around 4.
Achilles Australasia, around 4 millimeters, less than 4 days before feeding as per instructions. But when I went to feed them, I discovered one of them in pieces. Did I do something wrong? Less than 4 days before feeding. Again, it's hit and miss with any species of scorpion, including Australasias, and they're parthenogenic. Do you know where I can get some Carinatus? Absolutely amazing species. Other than me and George, no. But again, we don't have any at the minute. Have you got any brewing? Yeah, I've recently paired. Well, I paired mine. Was it yesterday? Day before. But the female's about to molt. So I separated them. It was really a check to see how receptive she was, and if any of you have seen the video on my social media of the female dancing and wiggling her butt for 10 minutes, she was that happy to see him. So yeah, once she molts, she will be paired.
When we pair tarantulas, I mean, I know you have in the past, Tim. Some males will do different things to other species. So, you know, some will tap, some won't tap, some go straight in, some spend half an hour outside the burrow waiting. GBBs just stare at each other for 3 years before they do anything. Do you find the same thing with scorpions? Have they got ritual dances between different species? And what's the most interesting one to watch?
Well, this is the topic of my talk for the BTS lectures.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, this is what I'm giving the talk on. It's the art of seduction. And it is literally all the different pairing videos I've taken from all the different little dances and movements and signals and everything. It's amazing. I'm not going to go into any detail now because I'm saving it for the lectures. Well, yeah, there's a lot of difference.
So for anybody watching that might think, what's this lecture? What is the BTS lecture? Do you want to give it a quick mention to what it is, how you get there?
The BTS hold the lectures and dinners every single year. It's on the 8th of March at the Village Hotel in Bristol. It costs, I think it's 70 quid for a ticket, but it is a full day of lectures from world-renowned arachnologists and one northern monkey talking about scorpions. Hang on, I've got an itinerary here which I can share. It goes on all day and then stops for lunch, stops for an evening meal, and then usually after the evening meal we're treated to the premiere of Mr. Andrew Smith's newest documentary before it goes for general release to the public. And this one's which he's just finished filming in Costa Rica. So that'll be a very nice treat.
And I hope that, yeah.
It's well worth going. If anybody's serious about keeping spiders, scorpions, it's a full day of lectures from people all over the world. It kicks off dinner time on Saturday, the 8th. The first person is Amy Freeman, who's also a BTS committee member. She's given a talk about, it's called The Island of Bliss, and it's blue baboon tarantulas. So it'll all be about her favourite species, Balfours. Then I've given my
Amy
lecture.
also runs a YouTube channel, Pet Rock and Roll, as well as TikTok and Instagram. If you want to go find her, give her a follow. A highly
hugely knowledgeable person. Then I'm giving my lecture, Scorpions, the Art of Seduction. 2:30, we're having a light lunch, finger foods and stuff. And then Jean-Michel Verdez from France is coming across to talk about I can't even pronounce that, Orphanacus species from the Philippines, a species of tarantula. Then we have Rachel Cruff-Welton from the University of Bristol, and she's given us a lecture all about spiders in amber, fossils, tar pits, all the way through history and how they've evolved, which I'm looking forward to that one. That'll be a good one.
Listen, yeah, that does sound like a good one.
And then we've got Dr. Brent Hendrickson and Chris Hamilton live from the USA, giving lectures on their latest paper, 2 new species from the Madrean Sky Islands, 2 new species of tarantula. So yeah, it'll be a real good day. And then we break for tea, and then we're watching the newest documentary. So if anybody wants to turn up, you will really, really enjoy it, especially if this is your thing and you want to learn. And then we normally stay and have a few drinks at the hotel, get our heads down, and then everybody travels home on the Sunday. So So yes, I can heartily recommend it. I can't say that enough. It will be an amazing weekend, amazing day, all day Saturday. Just you can geek out to spiders and scorpions the full day.
Sounds pretty good to me.
Mm. It's very, very, very handy if you're into the academic side of things, but it's not so difficult that even beginners won't understand it. We do cater for everybody at every stage of the hobby. It's not just for academics and
You're not geeking out too much. Somebody like myself would be able to follow it.
yeah.
Awesome. So if you want further details, British Tarantula Society have got a Facebook group called British Tarantula Society. If you can't find them,
all the details are on the British Tarantula Society website. It's all there. Just click on it. All the links, the booking forms for the hotels, literally the menus for the hotel, the dinners, everything. All the dinners are included in the price. It'll be a good day, a really good day out.
Emma's dropped a question in there. George, do you want to take over on that one? Just highlight it on screen.
I have like Achilles Australians here. I don't understand they reproduce through parthenogenesis. Do they need specific conditions to produce babies, or do they just do it readily with regular care? Once they're mature and they're adults, they will just eventually they will start to give birth. With care, you need to keep it quite humid, preferably with a vertical cork butt. They're arboreal species. And you don't really need to do anything. You don't need to pair them. Just feed it regularly, and they will just start to give birth. Okay. Do any of you keep centipedes? I don't.
Archie, drop me a PM. A Dahani is not a good move for your first centipede. Something like a flagtail.
Could very well be. Could very well be, yes. Don't dig him out again. You pissed him off last time.
Actually, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, whatever's easiest for you. Or if you're over 18, join the WhatsApp group and just I'm in there. You can drop me a text or a WhatsApp.
No, that's brilliant. Charlotte's just put the link to the lectures in the group into the comments.
Oh, I've got some good admin.
Yeah, you do.
They are literally Charlotte, Osman. Yeah, smashed it. Moderators on the channel.
Speaking of which, where's Chris?
I don't know. I messaged him. He knows all about it. He just didn't even message back. So
it's gone down a club and there's been no insults thrown.
I know. So it'll come out with, I don't know, busy or work or some crap.
That's
to be fair, though, I think it's 9 PM. Yeah. So if you've got any kids watching, we do swear. We do have our little conversation. Unfortunately, Chris isn't here this evening to mark it with his hundreds of insults. But to be fair to Chris, I know he had that promotion up to manager at work, and literally they take the piss out of him and give him everything. And Chris has got the brain to comprehend it all and do it all, but then physically he's then knackered, and he's still got his missus and the family to look after at the same time. So you can kind of understand why he's quieting away from socials a little bit.
Yeah, he's a busy lad.
And then obviously his own spider collection, which is massive. Are either of you two mobile enough to get some scorpions out for us to have a look at?
Probably.
I'm on my laptop, so I can hold tubs up like that and go, look.
Yeah. Unless I hold them up, it's a bit weird.
Scorpion Finn says, did I miss the answer to my question? I was in the kitchen briefly.
I think Tim answered it. He said that it could very well be molting. If they close off the entrance to a burrow, they're going to be left alone. So leave them alone.
Yeah. Yeah, leave it be. Do not dig it out again. Leave it alone.
What I do like, especially when it comes to rehousing tarantulas or scorpions, sorry, it relates to tarantulas. Let's say you've got it in your pot like this. You take the lid off, and when you're like with a tarantula, you're kind of going, "Oh shit, fuck, bollocks." Scorpions just stay there.
Yeah.
It's so much easier, and then you can get the tongs and just literally push them out because they're a little bit stronger than what the spiders are. You can't do that with the spider.
That's my worst nightmare. I don't have a single tarantula in my collection. My worst nightmare would be to get my first and open the pot, and it bolts out in the crevice somewhere, and I never see it again until I go to bed.
Mm-hmm.
That's what would.
What shows are you going to this year, George?
I might go to BTS.
I've had this conversation with him many times.
Nope.
He won't. Literally, if you give him a tarantula, he will leave it on a table before he exits the show. Somebody will go home with a free tarantula.
But if it's in a setup,
one he would. No,
It's not,
won't make any difference. The
Listen,
only one he would consider
I won't open it.
is Caledonia.
Yeah, Tim will get you that. Seeing as you get the 80% discount on your website, it's only fair that he buys you an adult female Caledonia.
I'll give 18.
Yep.
I stayed over at Tim's house one day, and literally for a portion of the day, he was like, "Just take this spider with you." No. "Just take this tarantula with you." No. "I'm going to put it in your suitcase when you're not looking at it." Fucking bear.
I've tried.
Yeah.
I've tried. I mean, he's got literally everything: mantises, geckos, but not one spider in his entire collection.
So the reason why I started to get into scorpions is because of how much I disliked spiders. And there's a story to it, but I don't hate spiders as much anymore. But I certainly don't want to own one and keep one as a pet.
Osman's got a point. Tarantulas can't kill you. Just an inconvenience when they escape.
Inconvenience. Yeah.
You can't say you don't like spiders on this channel, George, and not expect to not get any shit.
Yeah, I'm gonna get some shit. I don't hate them. I used to be really scared of them. Now I just.
If you could all just go over to Google and leave a crap website review for George, that'd be fantastic.
You see,
I've had a couple of things off you, actually. I don't think I've done your review yet. I need to do that online. It was always fantastic. Spartan says, I should imagine this is going to be different from one species to the next, but if either of you could go maybe mobile on your mobile for 20-30 minutes, that'd be absolutely fantastic.
Go on, Georgie boy.
Thank you, Tim, because I was just literally about to say, I was like, do I say, oh yeah. Tim's done it several times, and we've seen just about everything that he's got. George, I think you've done it briefly.
Give me a sec.
Okie dokie. So, yes, Susan, we're going to see a few of George's and some of his setups, which are very exceptional. Let's just have a quick look. The whole Osman says the whole reason why I don't keep scorpions, dude, they're deadly and cheap as chips. Plus, we don't have the laws, so I can even buy H. Tamlus. With an impulse behaviour, rather just stay away from them. Yeah, I know, I get that. I think if I wasn't in the hobby, then when it comes to DWA stuff, if somebody offered me one, it would be very tempting, especially when you're new to the hobby. Because it's just, I would think, oh, I can get away with this. Not a problem. I mean, who the fuck's going to know? I'm very privileged to be in the hobby and have people like Tim, you know what I mean? Just reminding you that it is a loaded gun. If one does get out, you've got kids and stuff like that, they're gone, you know? It's, yeah.
A guy approached me at Seas. It was, I don't know what nationality he was, But he was saying, "Oh, I can get these scorpions and these scorpions and these scorpions." He said, I really want to keep some at my house. Um, they do look beautiful." And he was literally stood at our table with his wife and two children. The two children must have been 7 and 8 years of age. And I said to him, I said, "You do realize how dangerous these species are, which you've just named?" And he was like, "No, no, why? Will they
Hmm.
hurt?" I said, they won't hurt. They will kill you." I said, "They will really, really hurt you. But if one of those was to escape and sting your 7-year-old daughter who stood next to you, it's game over." Do you know what I mean? She's a toddler. You
I mean,
don't be putting your family in that situation. It's just not worth it.
and that's the issue that we had, because I obviously wanted to get the DWA, but having spoke heavily with the wife, and the wife is very supporting of anything and everything that I do. Literally, like,
Mhm.
I can come in this room for however long I want, and she doesn't batter an eyelid. I can go to the show from 6 in the morning, come back at 10 o'clock. She don't batter an eyelid. So when she wants something, I tend to try and my best. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
And
humor.
she's the one that put the stop to the DWA, because she said, look, she says, with Noah, not so much with Leo. Leo will come in here, he will look at the spiders, and then that's him done. He wants to go back in the front room. He's autistic, back
Mhm.
to his safe spot with his switch, happy days. Noah's very touchy feely when it comes to all of the animals, so I've got to be absolutely on him every second. And if there was a DWA scorpion that somehow managed to get out when we're doing feedings or whatever, he would try and pick it up. There's no ifs, ands, and about it. It would be like, oh, look what I've bang gone. And that's what she
Mhm.
reminds me of. And I don't want to say to either of my children, you no longer can come in this room, because, like, educating children when they're growing up with animals, I think, is one of the best things we can do as parents, because
100%.
they get a lot of love for the animals, which then leads on to a lot of love for the environments that are outside, and the streets and nurseries at schools, in woodlands. And then my thoughts is, hopefully when they get adults and not a dick towards animals, and they spend a lot more time with them, give them a lot more positive energy, as well as wanting to save a lot of the trees and the wildlife that are local to them as well. So for me, it's like, when Noah gets to an age where he understands some things you can pick up and some things you can't, then that's when I'm going to be going, Tim, right, I need your help and I want to go for this DWA. But currently, because of that, I've got to put my wants aside. But I mean, I know it's only for a couple of years. I mean, he's what,
Yeah,
4,
you see,
so
it's a double-edged sword. They wouldn't grant you your license if there was in any if that was a possibility of one of your scorps getting out and the children finding it. They just simply would not grant your license at all.
no, I can't have it.
Everything has to be double locked, double secured, security systems in place. Literally everything needs to be
I
tamper-proof. Even
I
if
know.
somebody climbed into your garden and decided to help themselves and go in your spider shed, same as mine. Mine's in at the foot of my garden. I built this specifically for it, but there's that much security around it. Literally everything is monitored. There's cameras everywhere. There's alarms everywhere. There's lights everywhere. Even in the once you get into the shed, it's still a nightmare to get unless you want to smash your way through a glass viv, a heavily locked glass viv. Um, there's no reason. There's no reason why anybody would want to break into here.
Well,
And
after
that is
after our
solely the
break-in,
reason why I
it's
left
that
all the
door.
windows open. I
After our
left all the
break-in, if that
windows
door
so you can
gets
look through
touched,
them.
or if these windows get touched, my alarm goes fucking. Well, my phone goes off its tits.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
tell
yeah.
you.
Man does, yeah.
But I mean,
But
I
yeah, I
know
left.
I would follow your advice to the T if it came to a DWA animal, and I know that there'd be no chance of it escaping. But does my wife think that? No, because the baby
Oh,
will be
yeah.
coming in here and he's still small. So I've just got to wait for her to build a confidence up. So that could be a couple of years. It might be 5 years. But I can't stress this enough. she just lets me do what I want. So, do you know what I mean? When she wants something, I tend to try and do it. The security on your shed sounds like what we got in the house. That's the enemy. Paul the enemy.
Believe
because
it or not,
I
Tara,
want invites. You don't.
I have
Hey,
more
Chimpy.
security on the shed than I do the house. How difficult is it to get the DWA? Extremely. It varies greatly from council to council, up and down the country. Some councils have literally priced it out of anything being available. I'm lucky where I am in East Yorkshire. My license was actually 37 quid for the personal license. And they charged me an admin fee of 92 quid, I think it was, for the admin charges for filling it out. But obviously, some councils, I've heard reports of some charging upwards of £10,000–15,000 for your actual license, and that's without your insurance, your vet inspections, all your safety measures you have to do. You have to be in contact with the emergency services. You have to give fire floor plans to fire officers. Absolutely everything. All boxes have to be ticked, and all of this has to be done before the vet comes and inspects your premises. Because at the end of the day, as the final say, if he doesn't like what he sees, he'll just put a cross through your name instead of a tick, and that's it. Application denied. So, and all of this has to be in place before your vet inspection. It's a very, very, very long, drawn out process.
As it should be, really. You got
yeah,
something
100%. It's actually easier to get a gun license, to go out and buy a gun, than it is a DWA license. Far simpler.
Chimpy just made me laugh. Chimpy 666. Is that guy that punched you at seas? Looks familiar. Yes. So we had the idea prior to seas, as you probably know it's staged, obviously. So massive thanks to Tim for agreeing to do that, and another thanks extended on to Rad from CFTN, because it was his stand that we were robbing the boxes from. But if anybody out there sees anybody robbing, that's exactly what would happen to them. One of us will punch and then stamp on the face. That is exactly what will happen. No two ways about it.
I'm nice.
Tim doesn't.
Scary.
He just looks scary. Charlotte has just asked a brilliant question, which is, I'm wanting to buy a Scorpion. Or maybe we should wait for George. He is back. He is back. I just didn't see him. I'm wanting to buy a Scorpion. Or maybe we should wait for George. He is back. He is back. I just didn't see him. and he's got his laptop volume up. So Charlotte says, I wanted to buy a mystery Scorpion box. Go to Geo Scorps. That's where I got mine from. George, literally.
George, turn the volume down.
But something that worries Charlotte is the size of the Scorpions, and how does care setup vary between the different sizes? General, not species specific.
Their requirements are exactly the same for the Scorpions and juveniles as they are for the adults. They are a little bit more susceptible to humidity. Baby Scorpions, I always like to keep them a little bit
message on there for you from your dad,
on the humid side.
Yeah, just because everyone was asking about it. That's the
Carinatus.
Yeah.
Yes.
That is probably the prettiest Scorpion I own.
100%.
Turn your phone sideways, George. We want widescreen with the Scorps.
Oh, let's see.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh my god. The HD upgrade's worth it, isn't it? Wow.
Hello.
I like how you're saying hello. She's going, fuck off.
He's so cute. Oh, he's so cute.
Get your finger away from it, George. Thank you.
Why? Yeah, she's dug. Look, can you see where she's dug?
Oh wow.
Yeah, she's
Is
made
that
her
just
own little burrow.
excavator clay, is it?
It's excavator clay mixed with a bit of sand.
Any moisture in the excavator clay or just straight in?
I spray maybe once. Yeah, there is. There used to be. Yeah, it was a lot. It's
Hey, Stu.
completely. It's dry now. It's just. Yeah, it's just like sandy. But this is like rock solid. This shit.
That's it. Just
Yeah.
destroy her burrow.
She's got loads. Look, she never comes out,
You
but she was
cack-handed
outside.
trigger.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna leave her alone.
Oh, shit.
It is a beauty.
She is indeed. Let's get the other one out. What else did you want to see? Something I'm
Completely
looking
up to
forward to
you.
breeding. This is a Decanometris latimanus. As far as I'm aware, I'm the only one in the UK with a pair
Hold
of
on a
these.
minute. Oh, hold on a minute, George. It's a what? Slow down just a little bit.
It's a Decanometris latimanus. It's basically called a Pakistani broad scorpion.
Absolutely stunning.
Yeah. Very pretty species. I think this one wants
Really
to
nice.
molt. But yeah, it needs to molt. You definitely need to molt. Definitely. And what's the other ones I was going to show? Was there any?
George, just before you put that one away.
Yeah.
Obviously, you know, we've got beginners and advanced keepers in the comments and stuff. When you say it needs to molt, what's indications on a scorpion that will show you that it's ready to molt
It's not ready to molt just yet.
or
So
coming up to? What's got your decision to?
Sure. Okay. So these are the tergites at the back. There should be 7 plates on its back. When the scorpion is ready to molt or give birth, the plates will start to separate. Also, as you'll start to see more of her skin on the sides. So let me, if I can put her at an angle. Can you see her sides? See, the plates are separating on the sides.
Stu says, Charlotte says you need to slow down on the names because she's trying to write a shopping list. Stu says this is making my bank account very, very nervous. United Inverts has gone stunning species, George.
It's absolutely beautiful. It's very pretty.
Sorry, I disturbed the.
So,
oh,
can
wow.
you see on the sides? Can you see the plates are separating?
Yes.
Yeah, that's one of the indications. Another one, when it's getting very close to molt, the plates on the back will start to separate. This one, it hasn't started happening quite yet, but eventually it will. He hasn't eaten for about a month, so I think that he's trying to get ready. Sorry. No,
Do they not? They'll not eat at all on the run up to a molt then?
No. If they're refusing food, that could be an indication that scorpion is ready to molt. They will not eat food while they're molting. If your scorpion's really fat and it's taken a cricket, then it's most likely gravid instead of wanting to molt. I think I had something that just molted recently. Where is it? This is a Gigantometrus swamadani. It's about 4th instar, maybe. Absolute assholes. This is the largest scorpion species on the planet, and they will grow to up to 8. Is it 8 inches, Tim?
Usually a little bit bigger. 9.
Yeah.
Some reports of 10 and 11.
Yeah. So you really don't like this, okay?
You see what I mean about the aggression and the hissing?
They're very, very
Has that one started sterilising yet?
Stridulating. No, not yet. It's just molted. I don't know if you can tell. Its colors are still a bit bright.
Yeah, it looks fresh.
Yeah, it's quite fresh. I just removed the molt a couple of days ago. But look at those claws in proportion to its body. That's ridiculous.
We're ready for some food now.
Oh, yeah.
Who says mine's about an inch and it's a prick? Spartan's asked a couple of times about ventilation holes. You usually put them in the tubs for the scorpions.
Ventilation holes. So, can I...
Are you getting your special gadget out?
God, is that easier? What was he asking about?
Ventilation holes in the tubs and the enclosures for scorpions.
Right. So, if a scorpion is arid, meaning it's from the desert, you're going to need lots of ventilation holes. This is where mesh lids come in handy. So those scorpions would be really good in things like exoterras. For humid species, you need less ventilation. Everyone thinks that you just need to keep spraying it every day or every week. That's not what you do. If you have appropriate ventilation, meaning the minimal amount of ventilation that they need, that's when you create humidity. Humidity will then not be able to escape through mesh lids, and it will stay on the lid and course throughout the entire enclosure. So let me give you an example if I can. Right. Can you see these enclosures?
Yeah.
I know these have a lot of humidity inside because they don't have much ventilation that I've put. So humidity acquires it and you can't see it. But that's exactly what things like Asian forest scorpions need. They need a lot of ventilation. But something like desert species won't have that. You can pretty much see through it. But humid species need that ventilation. So if you're putting your scorpions, if you're putting your scorpions in a tub, I would recommend looking at what species you have. If you have a humid species, then don't put that much ventilation. They have book lungs. They don't need a ton of it. Okay. Can I switch to the other camera now? This one's annoying me.
DMC, would you recommend captive bred over wild caught? I know we touched on it briefly earlier, but I don't think they were in the chat. Same as. Hey Amy, I had some wild caught Solanus and they passed away rather quickly and learned my lesson, so I brought some captive bred Solanus from Tim, and that's what's gone into the communal that we've done recently. Spartan says thank you to George, just confirming what he's doing is correct. Hey Oscar, hello guys. Any tips on my first go-to pairing of Longimanus?
Add the male into the female's enclosure. You'll know within the first couple of minutes whether she's going to be up for it or not. The male picks up the pheromones. The female, I should say, the female lays a trail of pheromones around her enclosure. And if you add the male to the female's enclosure, he will pick those scents up with his pectines underneath. You see him waving his two little combs underneath, sensing around, and he will follow it straight back to her burrow. Usually doing a little bit of dance, bobbing, vibrating, and one or two things will happen. She'll either come out to meet him and be quite receptive, or she'll chase him away. 9 times out of 10, if they chase them away, they're already gravid, especially if they're wild caught ones. But yeah, you will know in the first couple of minutes whether it's gonna happen.
Interesting. You should say that the male picks up off the female's pheromones that are around the enclosure.
Yeah. He'll pick the scents out and follow the trail straight back to where she's currently living.
Because I think it was, God, probably 9 years ago. I think we had a live, maybe 8 years. And we were talking about those organs and what they could be possibly used for. I'm just wondering if any more research has been done on that. If it's just literally hormones, or if they can scan the ground with them, maybe pick up on vibrations, or almost maybe smell with them.
Pectines are sexual organs. They are sexual organs. They're predominantly used for gathering information, but they're very, very what's the word I'm looking for? Bloody hell. Sensitive. Very, very sensitive organs. I've actually had a wild caught specimen come in before that had no pectines on it due to it being injured in the wild, and it didn't last long. It was dead within a couple of months, despite my best care. I put that death down to the fact it was just constantly on edge. It was running. It was always searching. It just wore itself out in the end. I mean, scorpions, they're sensitive to touch, environmental factors, obviously heat, vibration, things like that. They operate the same as a tarantula. They're absolutely covered in really fine hairs, and majority of their hunting and sensory world is done by those hairs. But the pectines are predominantly used for sexual reproduction.
Apex has got some Grangini and Scientus needs to pair this weekend. 6 feet under. What's the deadliest scorpion you have?
Mine will be the Androctonus australis. I have Deathstalkers as well, but I'd rather take a hit off a Deathstalker than I would an Australis, 100%.
And what's the venom of an Australis gonna do to a, say, fit and healthy human?
Providing you can get to a hospital, it's gonna lay you up for a good few weeks, and even then, it has killed a lot of people. A lot of people. Most of the deaths attributed to it are out in quite remote places, and they're, I wouldn't say third world countries, but obviously they are very, very remote, and their healthcare is not the best.
So is it literally just get to the hospital? The quicker you can get there, the better chance of survival it is. Have you had to notify
the nearest
the hospitals of anything since having a DWA?
I had to notify the Liverpool School of Tropical Medicine as part of the DWA. I've got the emergency contact details up on the wall next to me, and that was it really. The government very, very keen on need to know numbers of what you're keeping, what species, absolutely everything. I've amended my license several times now, just from rescues and things like that. That obviously.
So you can't just have a DWA and go, right, I'm going to have one of them, 20 of these, 30 of those, 40 of those, 3 of these.
Unfortunately, it's you're only allowed to keep what's on your license. You can't just get a DWA license and say, go and buy a tiger tomorrow and then a cobra the day after and a polar bear the day. It doesn't work like that.
What did Charlotte say? Probably to stock up on anti-venom for you.
Yeah, I mean, I do have anti-venom kits and snake first aid kits. I've got snake bite kits up there on the top shelf. Tourniquets, things like that, all for first aid.
I can probably
as
answer
they always
Ghost.
say, prevention is 10 times easier than the cure. So I don't put myself in any situation where I'm likely to be stung.
Apex Ghosts in invert says, Tim, what is the scorpion tattooed that you've got to Solanus?
I've got quite a few. I've got quite a few scorpions. They're all over me. That one there's an emperor. That one there's a Titius. That one there's a desert hairy. And then just general scorpions, lots of different species. Asian forests, generic see-through ones, just to fill in bits on the sleeve.
Have any of your scorpions that you keep?
The desert hairy one, yeah, that was a picture of my desert hairy.
Has any of them reacted to your the scorpion tattoos?
Have scorpion? No. I don't think they can't. Their eyes are for sensing light. They're not like ours. They can't see complex shapes and recognize things. What size is your shed and how did you insulate it? This shed is 18 feet by 10 feet wide and it's 50mm Kingspan, fully lined, roof, floor, walls, everything. So it stays quite toasty.
Got ventilation in there as well?
It's a steady... Yeah, it's 28.2 degrees in here at the minute. And that's, would it be, I mean, I'm right on the coast in East Yorkshire. Over this past week, it's barely got above 1 degree on a night time. So, and all I have is 2 oil-filled radiators heating this place, ambient temp.
I've just got
that keeps it at a real nice constant.
DMC says the hobby is huge in the UK, so it'd be odd for hospitals not to have anti-venom. It is huge, but Tim, are you privy to the number of DWA keepers in the UK?
I don't know of many that specifically have it for scorpions. A lot of DWA keepers have them on their zoo licenses, and some pet shop licenses you're allowed to keep them as well. The few people that I speak to that have DWA licenses just don't bother with scorpions. They keep cobras and rattlesnakes and things like that. I don't know of anybody else that's specifically got a DWA license just for scorpions, other than myself.
Elliot says, either of you haven't got. If so, what's the next one that you want?
The next scorpion I'd want. There's several of the DWA ones that I'd like, but it'd mean me having to amend my license again. Just because they're not on the actual list. I want more Swamadamis. Everybody always wants more Swamadamis. I've got 2 gravid females up there that should pop, hopefully, some point early this year. That's been a long-term goal of myself and George to get these breeding in the UK. This past year, 2024, we've done our damnedest and scoured the country for them, and we have found quite a few individuals that just were keeping them as pets. They've just been sat on them, and you're like, look, if we can get as many of these together, literally we can get them breeding. So hopefully that will be another box ticked. I don't know of anybody else that's bred them so far in the UK.
Where was the other one? Charlotte's currently working on an 18-foot by 12-foot shed. Very exciting. United Inverts. Tim and George, with you both being in the hobby for a long time now, what are this is a good question. This is, what are the same common mistakes do you come across with scorpion keepers, with new keepers? What's the most common mistakes people make?
George?
George's sound gone, or is it me?
Has he gone? No,
Yeah,
his sound's gone. Can't hear him.
Can you hear me now?
Can you hear me now? Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
I think the most common mistake is probably people thinking their Emperor Scorpions are Emperor Scorpions, when in fact they're like a Heterometrus Serenus. That happens a lot. It's just
what's the difference? Is there a main difference? So people have got them at home now, and watching and going.
I'm not trying to advertise. I have an infographic on my site that will show you the key differences: the color of the telson, the texture on the claws, even the size. They look very different. But to a new keeper, it just looks like a big black scorpion, and they get sold it at a pet shop for probably 150 quid, and it's worth about 15. And it sucks. Another new mistake is probably people misidentifying the species that they have. In the UK, it happens a lot with Heterometrus, Asian forest scorpions.
I know you guys at the start of shows are going around every table with scorpions, relabeling them for the sellers.
I'm not going to name any names. We used to.
No.
I used to.
Hey, John.
That's not that. That's not that. That's male. That's female. It's. Yeah, like, listen, as you said, remember the spider shop and the video that you made? So it was a small mistake. I think you bought a dune scorpion. Yeah, but it was labeled as something else. I can't remember what it was labeled as. But it's pretty harmless because the scorpions are almost identical. But imagine if that's like DWA stuff, like someone's trying to buy a desert hairy and they buy an Androctonus with a fat tail, and they
actually got back. He basically said he was ill when they were doing the boxing up, so it was somebody else boxing him up.
He wasn't there.
And what they think is they've got the tubs to the labels with the lids, with the labels on, just mixed around somehow. And I said, but still, don't out me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Shit happens, unfortunately.
Yeah. We all make mistakes. It's well easy to do.
Yeah, it happens a lot,
particularly
with scorpions.
But I think that just really creates what they're both saying, which is, if you pop over to George's website and check those info sheets and against the scorpions that you have in your own collection, then you're 100% sure in yourself. And if somebody like TSS can make the tiniest of mistakes like that, then I should imagine the majority of them. I've got some of those coming on, George. Can't wait.
Well, I don't have these on the site. I'm giving them away for free. Anyone that's ordered in the last couple of weeks is going to get one in the post tomorrow, probably, including you. So
hold on.
yeah, it's literally.
Look how happy he is to be on big screen.
I hate the big screen. Yeah. Everything that's on my website to do with identifying scorpions is all in this little neat booklet, and it's.
Hang on, is that a little book?
Yeah. A5.
That's sick.
Why ain't I got one of those? Why don't you send me one of those?
You haven't ordered from my site in like months.
Oh, I've got the original. I've got the original ones, haven't I?
Huh? Yeah, you probably.
I've got the original ones.
Yeah, you probably do. Yeah, but these. Listen, if anyone's in chat and wants one, just send me your details and I'll send you one for free. With these infographics, I don't make any money on them. I lose money. So, but I'm happy for the information to be out there. Take them all. Yeah. If you order
Mike says, as soon as you're up there, George, says, I've got an Asian forest scorpling. Realistically, how much space do they need? Mine seems to stay under its hide 24/7. And Mike, I'm sorry to hear that as well, man. Best wishes and Jesus.
Scorpions don't need much space at all. I've seen certain groups of people keeping a scorpion this big in a tub that big. Barely enough room.
6 feet under off to bed. Says, see you at rugby tomorrow. Tomorrow you're round. Tim.
Nice. Yeah, no worries, Gara. I'll get them in. What's your favourite scorpion closure that you've got? Plus, George, what else do you keep? Was it mentioned you have some geckos?
Yeah, I have some crested geckos, one gargoyle gecko, and a few. I can't remember the scientific name. They're Asian mantids, I think. Very large green one, Asian mantids. I forgot what the scientific name is, but they're about sub-adult. And
Herodula membranata.
Is that the one? Probably. Is that just the large Asian green one? Yeah.
Yeah. Herodula membranata.
I feel like there's some mantid experts in the chat going, "That's not how you say it, George." Sorry.
It's a Latin, isn't it? You know,
huh?
It's Latin. And I tell you what, Andrew Smith, who's also on the BTS with Tim, says if you're going to pronounce one of the Latin names, right, it's pronounced however you pronounce it. And what I took from that was, if I'm talking about Solanus and I say to Tim, "Oh, Heterometrus salinurus," as long as he knows I'm talking about Solanus, it doesn't fucking matter.
Yeah, listen.
People get so hooked up on you're not saying it right, you're not doing this. It doesn't fucking matter. It's a dead language for a start, so we don't 100% realistically know how it's pronounced anyway.
Lennis, you topper.
And if you watch my videos, you know I quite happily butcher them all the time. Take a bit of pride in it nowadays. And the only times I don't is when I've messaged Ling from CFTN and said, including the slugs, by the way, can you drop me a voice note on how to pronounce this fucking thing? And she does for me. She's like, well, it's this. You pronounce these like this and that. These two letters together in Latin are pronounced this way. And I'm like, just send me the fucking voice note. Yeah. And then I spend another hour going, but trying to copy her.
You'd make a good taxonomist, would our Ling.
She needs to become a taxonomist, yeah, 100%. 100%, billion%.
I've got your sign here, George.
Do you? I've got your sign. Yeah, Charlotte, I've sent yours yesterday. You should get it tomorrow sometime, hopefully. Yeah, Tim, I've got yours.
Tron says the Scorps I want from George are sold out at the moment. Will you be at any of the shows this year? Or do I need to give Tim all my money?
Which Scorpions are you after, Tron? Which ones are sold out that you need?
Yeah, oh no, Apex. Bonham means get good.
Will you be at the shows? I might.
No, just give it to me, Tron. It's easier. Roger's got far too many orders to put out.
I know he's even doing Facebook posts for him now, isn't it? Showing off.
They need to go out tomorrow.
It's like those your boxes in the corner there.
Yeah, they're.
Hey, Shog.
Shit, man.
Next level.
All of them.
Next level. When a box is insulated on the inside like that, it puts a little smile on my face, because if it's not, if it's just packing peanuts, and somebody from Royal Mail decides, oh, it's a football, it's that little bit extra more protection, as well as being a bit more protection from the cold.
I've had to spend so much money trying to insulate the boxes now. I did an experiment with Tim, but I was trying to use different ways to keep the scorpions inside the box warm. And I sent him 2 scorpions. Yeah. The box arrived. It was a box inside of an insulated box. The insulated box was very warm, but 1 scorpion lived and 1 scorpion died in transit. So I have no idea what that means. It didn't tell me anything. 1 lived, 1 died. So I didn't know if the experiment worked or not. But now, everything that's going out in the next month or 2 has to be in an insulated box. Otherwise, the heat packs don't do much. The heat just escapes. Cold air goes in, and you're wondering why you got
the heat come. Yeah.
Yeah, so everything should be fine now. For everyone that's ordered off me, everything is insulated, hopefully.
Mike says, oh, this is a dodgy one. Says, George or Tim, have you ever been stung by a scorpion? Have you seen the sting report Tarantula Collective did? Interesting watch. I'm always skeptical about those type of clickbait videos, just in
Oh, no.
deliberate.
He did get stung by a scorpion. I think it was a Hottentotter, wasn't it?
No, it was,
shit.
It was a Centurodes gracilis, Central American bark scorpion.
Yeah. So
Are they DWA here or?
Yeah, it was DWA. He was fiddling
Oh,
with his enclosure. He didn't see the scorpion on the top. He went to move the lid, and the scorpion went bang, and he got stung. He started swearing, and he documented the report over the next 24 hours, I think.
So
I might have watched that then.
Yeah, I think it was Tim that put me on the video, actually.
Yeah, luckily, the Centurodes gracilis is it's one of those species that's on the very, very, very lower end of the spectrum when it comes to venom. When it comes to boothed scorpions, the DWA ones. So it's one of the lower down ones. It's one of the most venomous in North America, but there isn't a great deal of highly venomous scorpions in North America. South America, obviously, it's a different kettle of fish, but yeah, and it tagged him on his hand. He did a really good job, Richard, of documenting it, of the pain and the swelling and everything, but it was it's gonna hurt, it's gonna sting you, it's gonna suck getting stung by that, sorry, but it's not something I'd want to do.
Spartan says, what temperatures are best when shipping scorpions?
I don't post anything out. When I do post, very, very rarely do I post anything out to anybody now. But when I do, I always wait until it's above 5 degrees on a nighttime temperature. I use 5 degrees as a cut-off point, and we just haven't had that consistently since well before Christmas.
Yeah.
Especially where I live, especially posting captive bred scorpions are always a little bit more delicate to post than adult scorpions, so you've got to take that into account as well. I would much rather people wait. If people don't wait and say, oh, I'll buy it from elsewhere, then by all means, I'll
Buy
issue
from somewhere else
refunds.
then, yeah.
The health and well-being of my scorpions that I've bred, the babies, is far more important to me than than getting it out quickly.
Doug says, George, the Arizonas have arrived safely and the guide is awesome.
Perfect. Thank you. It's good to know they arrived safely.
Spot and just chucks it straight out. To be honest, the Royal Mail people are evil. I ordered live food once and the guy was literally shaking the box. I literally went out and had to go. That's the point where I think I would knock a Royal Mail guy out. I'm very lucky with my postman. If I'm not here, he will speak to the wife on the Ring doorbell and go and leave it with a specific neighbour and all sorts. I'm very, very lucky.
I can't order live food anymore from a certain place because I think one point they didn't package the crickets in the properly, and they all escaped while probably in the van or at a post office somewhere. And they gave me the box half empty, and they said there was a hole in the box, and probably the lid's open while in transit, and about 300 crickets got loose. I was like, for fuck's sake.
I ordered loads of Red Runners, and the bag that they put them in was open, and then the box that they put the bag in had holes in. So a load of them had come out in the postman's van. So the postman, I think, had just shook them off, gave it to the wife. The wife put the box in the kitchen, and I was finding Red Runners 2 years later.
Yeah, they breed.
I had to find where they were breeding, which was the back of the fridge, and literally vacuum up every single egg sack and Red Runner I could find, because no way of catching them. Just literally just vacuum clean them all up, and then keep fingers crossed. Luckily, that must have been the only spot they were breeding in. Tara, so our postman thinks we are absolutely crackers. Very true.
You need, what is that? Anorexic. Oh god.
So
Tim
wants
has all the puppies. Tim's got them all.
I bought them all.
Yeah. Emperors, I have 3 gravid females on the go. Scorpio Fuchsias.
I think Tron's literally just as mad for scorpions as you two are, if not worse.
Really? Really? Yeah, you want all the rest stuff.
His knowledge is right up there as well.
Is it? And he's all the rest scorpions. May I interest you in a Selenus? No? It was a
I think we've touched on it briefly before, but the Selenus went from Petersai to Selenus. What was the reasons for that?
They were misidentified.
So Petersai
misidentification.
Petersai is an actual scorpion. It's not in the hobby. So what we thought was Petersai was actually Heterometrus Selenus. So they had to change the name of every Petersai in the hobby to Selenus.
Jesus, damn.
Yeah. So Petersai does exist, but you don't have it. There's a 0.01% chance that you have it. They don't exist in the hobby. They're in it's where you can't really get them.
So, I mean, that's an interesting point as well, because there were Petersai for many years.
Yeah.
So if the whole hobby can misidentify Petersai,
it's not the whole hobby, though, is it? It's probably one or two.
Not the whole hobby.
Well, it was because thousands of us in the UK kept Petersai, kept Solanus as Petersai.
Yeah, but nobody was questioning.
Yeah,
that's the thing. Yeah,
it was literally whatever importers told you. Importers told you, that's what it was.
Yeah,
which would literally be some guy feeding his family, going, "Yeah, sure, these are Petersai." There you go.
Exactly. Now people have ways and means of identifying what they have in their collection.
I think. Do you remember when you misidentified the scorpion in your video and people were saying, "Oh, you should know what you're buying"? That's bollocks.
I know it is. Yeah.
Majority of tarantulas, and you go out and you buy 1 or 2 scorpions, and then it's not what you bought it as. it's not your fault. It was labeled as something else. So,
well, I've decided we've got female Karens. That type of person with female wives. We call them Karen. Male ones are now called Ben. And that's how it's going to be. Ash says, "Hey guys, what I know we've covered this briefly earlier, but obviously Ash weren't around then. Says, hey guys, what are the signs that the Scorp is coming up to molt? With tarantulas, reptiles, etc. There's obvious signs, but they've got no clue what to look for when it comes to scorpions. And thanks as well.
They will stop eating. They will gain a lot of weight, and third, they will close off the burrow that they're in if they can. But usually they'll put on a large amount of weight to the point where the back plates start to separate. I think example.
Did that answer your question, Ash? If you got any other questions expanding off that, just drop them straight into the comments.
Everyone has reptiles. Scott, you have geckos, don't you? What do you have?
Yeah, tokay, crested.
You have a tokay?
Yeah.
You handle
vicious bastard. No. We've got a bearded as well. That was from Chris's breedings.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. I've had a few different ones in the past, but yeah, they were old and. Hey, Phil.
Yeah. I have a reptile.
Speaking of people that are mad about scorpions, there's another one. Phil, incredible inverts and other animals. I would say you, Tim, Phil, and Trond have got to be the ones that are after scorpions the most. Ash says thank you. Oh, it's great. Yeah, good to see Phil in the chat. Not seen Phil for a bit. Didn't have a chance at Cease to go and spot him and say hello or nothing. I think I briefly said hi and that was about it.
George, I'm the one that asked for the voucher from your site. Oh yes, I think I remember. Ah yeah, yeah. Trond Olav. I can't pronounce your surname. Sorry. I'm just gonna call you Tron.
Well, Tron's an absolute legend. Another, I was about to say, well, Phil's here. Phil, do you want to drop your link into the comments? Because Phil does some brilliant scorpion care videos on YouTube as well, just to give guys somewhere else to go and have a look.
Tim, I thought you were gonna go get an example of a scorpion that needs to molt. We just left.
Oh.
How dare you?
All I heard then, Tim, was, I'll tell you what, Tim, I'll get my phone back out and we'll get that one that we had out earlier and just re-show it. That's what George said, wasn't it? Mate, yeah, Tim's bigger than you, George, and he punches and stomps on my head, as if you've seen the show video.
The thing is,
I perfectly bought a brand new endoscope so we could have some close-up shots for tonight. And the lovely people at Amazon sent me the wrong one. They haven't sent me the one with a USB cable on it. They've sent me one with a lightning thing on it, so it goes to my phone. Despite the fact I ordered the one with a USB port on.
Osman's just dropped Phil's link in comments.
So that went to shit real quick.
Here's some good news. Phil was at a trade fair on Sunday. So Phil is also head of reptiles and inverts at the zoo he works at, and says was at a trade fair on Sunday, and from that I can definitely say scorpions becoming more and more popular. Saw a load of ornaments, scorpion ornaments, and scorpion toys and stuff like that. Awesome. I think when it comes to inverts, I think 2024 we were almost there with the year of the scorpion, but 2025, I think they're going to be if
Wait,
they're not up there matching scorpions by the end, matching tarantulas for interest. By the end of the year, I'll be shocked. It's snowballing. Hopefully,
I don't think they'll ever reach the level of tarantulas, but it's nice to see them getting their own spotlight for a change. They've always been tarantula's geeky, nerdy younger brother that's never really taken off, but more and more people are seeing exactly what these animals are.
Everyone who has tarantulas probably likes to go and buy something different, and they buy a mantis or a beetle or a scorpion. Scorpions are always like that. I just have a Silenus in the corner somewhere. I feed it once a year. They're always second or third best, but the hobby is always dominated by tarantulas. I don't think, like Tim said, I don't think that scorpions will ever get up to that level where, listen, at the shows, almost every table has a tarantula or a spider or something for them. Like with scorpions, it's very few and far in between. You have like maybe the spider shop, bugging out venomous visions, Tim's, and that's about it. Maybe, and it's a small selection at those ones. So yeah, I don't think it will ever grow to where tarantulas are at.
So Apex Ghost Inverts. Scorpions are 430 million years in the making. Spiders are just the younger brothers.
Yeah,
Younger, more popular brothers.
Yeah, they've been around a hell of a lot longer.
United Invert, sounds like you've had a day of wrong packages, Tim.
Yeah, it all started with you, Lee. It all started with you.
Osman, I think Osman hits the nail on the head. I think coloration has a lot to do with popularity of the tarantulas.
I think so as well. I think it's the variety.
Yeah.
You get some really,
100%.
really nice colors, pinks and blues and greens. It does look very nice. With scorpions, you don't get much variety unless you go down the Boothid route, which Tim has done. So all the very pretty scorpions are very, really venomous, and you need a license to keep them. Otherwise, you're just going to get black and yellow ones in the hobby. Desert scorpions and Asian scorpions.
What surprised me is those Solanus that I got from Tim, captive bred ones. Next to the spiders, they are literally so active, it's unbelievable.
Yeah.
If you keep in spiders, amazing. We obviously love them. But if you want an invert that you can see out and about more often than not, then Heterometrus, the scorpions are definitely the way to go. Yeah, and it's always good when you walk into your room at night time. It's all the spiders are just like, fuck you, I'm chilling behind my court bark or wherever they are. You can guarantee that one of the Heterometrus is going to be out there like that. What? You know? DMC just sent a message there, so fingers crossed. Charlotte, my tarantula collection is like my porn, is big, black and angry. So Scorps are right up my street, she says.
Let's read Lee's comments. Sounds like you've had a day of wrong packages, Tim. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wait, didn't say it that way. Is it that way?
Sorry.
Who made those?
Lee, our very good friend, bought me and Tim a Christmas present. So he bought one.
Awesome.
Tim backs at JustScorpions, and he bought one.
I sent them to the wrong people.
And he said.
Is that Lee is in the Facebook group, Lee?
Yeah.
United
Invert.
No.
Yeah. So now I have to trade. Now either I'll trade with Tim, or I change the name of my company.
No, I've told you I'm keeping, man. I'm keeping it.
I've been following United Inverts on Facebook, and I've been thinking, fucking hell, he's got some fucking banging scorpions. Now I know why. Now I know who's behind it.
I'd say out of a lot of people that I know, Lee has gone really, really high with scorpions. He's really dug into it. I think the majority of his collection is scorpions as opposed to other inverts.
Lee, would you be interested in jumping on a live with these two gurus in the future?
Yeah, Lee.
That could be cool.
Yeah, Lee.
DMC scorpions are my favourite invert. Just hard to get the larger species.
It's not. By Heterometra spinifer, they get humongous. Probably the
Definitely,
largest.
Scott. I'll hold you for that one, dude. Appreciate that as well.
What?
He says definitely. So we'll jump on a live with you too. Okay.
Good.
Yeah,
It's awesome. Give it the end of the year. There'll be I can have think about 10 people on. So we'll have like about 10 literally scorpion gurus.
I am happy to come into the forefront of the hobby.
100%.
Well, I can't believe that.
Yeah.
I don't want to say anything bad about BTS, but how have they not had someone on the forefront for scorpions in how many years? There's been no voice for them.
It always it seems to get overlooked in many places, but hopefully not.
Sounds like a good idea.
Scorpion roundtable chat, yeah.
Sounds like a good idea.
Yeah. Scorpions do get overlooked. The funny thing is, I don't know about tarantulas. Correct me if I'm wrong, Scott, but I'm pretty sure scorpions are the most misidentified invert in the hobby. I don't know if this happens a lot with tarantulas. I don't know if it happens a lot with tarantulas. All right, listen. Slings probably get misidentified because they haven't matured to get their colors yet. There's no way you misidentify like an adult. I don't know their names.
Again, it's because the majority of people out there, especially at shows and sellers, tend to be selling spiders, and the ones that are doing it, like the likes of Rad, have been in the hobby since they come out of the womb. You know what I mean? So they pretty much already know, like you guys do, what spiders are. So I think we've been pretty privileged in that respect.
Right. So you're saying that the reason why they're not misidentified is because there's more spider experts.
Yeah, there's a lot more experience.
Fair enough. But then
there's just more popularity, isn't there? So there's more people with more basic knowledge on tarantulas than what there is when scorpions. But then that's going back to where the scorpion hobby is compared to where the spider hobby is, you know?
How many people are on the team? 3, 4, 5, 10, 15, 20, 100? How many people are on the BTS committee on average?
There is 10, 12. No.
10. All right, let's say a dozen. About a dozen people, experts in identifying spiders and tarantulas, and you don't have one for scorpions.
And you say experts. If there was another word that was higher than an expert, that's what the BTS committee is.
What's higher than expert? Gurus.
Absolute gods, yeah. Absolute spiders and that, and now a scorpion got up there as well, yeah.
What would you recommend as a good first dwarf communal? Oh, I would recommend 2.
Snow White's house.
Huh?
Snow White's house.
Snow White's house.
Shit.
Yeah, probably Lycaenes australasia or any species of gorillas. They're quite communal.
Spartan says. Sure. Go on, sorry, I didn't realise you'd not finished.
No, I was going to say any of the like what George said, any of the Chirilla species given enough space, make really nice little communals.
You have a pair of spinifers. When do you know to pair them?
How would you know that? How would you know that a female and a male are mature?
Yeah, first and foremost, it'll go on. I'd have to see them. I can give you a rough guide of what to look for, the size wise and their behaviour, but I'd need to see them. I'd need to actually look at them and say, yeah, they should be all right for pairing. First and foremost, you have to make sure that you definitely have a pair as well.
A
lot get misgendered as well.
Spartan says because I'm used to geckos, so weight and age.
Oh yeah.
Would weight be a significant factor there when it comes to maturity of scorpions?
Color
Would
of
what?
Kelsey.
Sorry.
Weight.
Wait. No. Generally speaking, males are always a lot more slender than the females. Anyway, the females are usually built quite stocky. Males will have a leggy appearance, same as tarantulas, and they usually adapt. I mean, their entire genetic make. The fuck is that crawling up my leg? Baby red runner.
When you feel something like that in your room, do you literally have a little shit? Does your heart go flutter?
No. It's nothing dangerous. It's difficult for air particles to get in there, let alone scorpions to get out. There's no gaps in that viv.
Apex Ghosts, what do you guys think of vinegaroons? Yeah, I shouldn't know if you follow me. You know I absolutely adore them.
Yeah.
I've got a couple.
I had a couple as well. They're fine, I guess.
They're nice little things. I mean, I've got a I got my pair from, so I don't know if it's definitely a pair. Usually Tony does label up male and female on his
Isn't it
on
with
on his adult,
vinegar?
so I'd be very surprised if he
Yeah, I'd be surprised
it
if you
should be
got that
very,
wrong.
very easy for you to contact Tony and ask if he sent you a pair. But
Yeah,
failing that, we should be able to. We can tell you, just with simple photographs from underneath and pictures of the actual scorpion. I can tell you whether it's sexually mature and ready to pair.
I haven't got one to hand, but the cricket tubs, if you can get one into a cricket tub, put a load of tissue on the top of it so it can't fall back on itself, put the lid on, flip it upside down, and you can see the pet times dead easy.
What I normally use is two cricket tubs. You put them together, there's like a 10-15 mil gap in there. Can you see that between the top and the bottom, which is just usually enough to gently sandwich a scorpion in, and then flip it upside down, and it can't right itself and flip itself over, and you're in no danger of getting nipped or stung. That's literally what I use that for. The DWA scorpions, the booted ones, when I'm sexing those, literally plop it in a cricket tub, put that on top of it, spin it upside down.
Wait 1 second, 1 second.
Yeah, live demonstration. There you are.
Oh shit, where's my camera? Don't know. There you go. Such an easy way to do it. And you can take as close or as far away a picture as you want. I don't understand people that can't do that. It's such an easy thing to do.
George, can you just demonstrate picking the scorpion up again with the tongs? Because I mean, I'm nervous about doing that because I don't want to hurt the scorpion.
With your fingers.
Can you see it? There you go.
Lick it.
And that does no harm to the scorpion at all.
No, nothing whatsoever. It's not even bothered. It literally wouldn't care. Just get that. Okay? It's not hurting the scorpion at all. This weighs nothing. Just do that. It's so cute. That's also, if you wanted a way to handle them, that's also probably the best way. Just to pick them up that way. Okay. Live demonstration just for you guys.
John says, is it just me or is it more sexual dimorphism with scorpions and tarantulas? Until the males final molt with the tarantulas, and pretty much, yeah.
There is dimorphism with tarantulas, isn't there? With scorpions, there's a general rule of thumb, which is males have slender features. So their body will be slender. The tail and arms are normally longer. Females, everything is shorter and fatter. That's the general rule.
And you wonder why you're single.
Are you single now, George?
I have been for a while. Probably since I started the hobby.
Who was the girl at the last show then?
Someone who collects geckos that comes there for cricket.
When he lied to you
Come
and said
to
there would be
your
geckos
bedroom
at
for the
the show.
cricket. Yeah.
Yeah, there's loads of geckos there.
You want to see my gecko collection? Come upstairs.
Are there geckos there? I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, loads, yeah.
I accidentally slipped on the floor, and we both ended up. That was a this. Oh, I can't remember the name of the comedian show now. Little Britain reference when he used to take the piss out of the politicians, and he said something along the lines of like, "I slipped and accidentally penetrated," and do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That very long time ago. It was comedy for the time, and it was
Yeah.
fucking brilliant at the time.
I regret to inform you, my penis entered her armpit, and then photographs were taken of the incident. Okay.
Accidental photographs were taken.
Yeah.
You
Right, my brand new laptop is on 2%. It's going to die any second.
Plug it in.
I don't even know what I've not even plugged it in yet. I've just took it
I
out.
don't know where the hole is.
To be honest, we don't. Yeah, we'll finish in a couple of minutes anyway. It's coming up to 10:30. And unfortunately, I chose Tuesday to do lives a long time ago, and everybody's got work on Wednesday.
It's fine. Your
Right.
birthday's coming up, isn't it?
Everybody loves a late night. George is normally
Yeah,
sat
right.
packing boxes while 2 in the morning.
4 in the morning now. 2 in the morning doesn't cut it.
Then what time do you have to get up for work?
My alarm goes off at 5:30. Yeah, I have to leave the house by 7, I think.
And what do you do for work?
I am a manager at a day center for adults with learning disabilities.
Oh, so you go in your office, lock the door, fall asleep all day.
I wish.
Yeah. Is it a domiciliary care?
Yeah, not domiciliary. It's not residential or anything like that. It's a day center. Yeah, so. But normally I'm going in my office, shut the door, and be on the phone with Tim.
Oh, like respite type thing, and
We don't. It's not respites or.
just purely day.
Yeah, it's literally just we do activities with them and try to help them progress a little bit. And there's a bit of a care side to it. But yeah.
Susan says awesome stream. Scott, Tim, George, Geo.
Bye, Susan. Oh, I don't know if you're going.
We'll be in a minute. I'm pretty tired.
Yeah,
Another long day.
After this battery. Or 1%.
Yeah, Tim's going to be around for about another 30 seconds, and he's going to be. Thanks for the. What did he say? Did Tim say he's doing not a 90% off on the next next show?
If mine just cuts out, that's why. It's just going to be halfway through a sentence, and it'll. Does your phone do this?
No, because mine's on 90%. Because I've got one of these attached to it. That's called a charger.
Yeah, I do have a charger, but it's still in the box.
You literally got
I only bought this laptop. I only picked this laptop up at 4:30 this evening.
Oh wow!
Yeah, but there's been no lag and no shit. So
that's pretty brilliant.
That's true.
Yeah, I bought it
Absolutely.
specifically for Scorpions.
Tron says, George, can you PM me your details to pay for a voucher or for the voucher? Sorry.
Yes, I will definitely do that. Where's my phone? Why not? I can find it. How much
Is
was the
there any
voucher?
other questions that you guys in the comments want to ask the experts while we have them on screen? Let me just tell you guys as well, if you see these two at a show, extremely approachable people. So don't think you're disturbing them. You not go and ask any questions that you've got for them. If you've not been able to get it out in the comments tonight, you can ask them in person at the shows when you see them. And it's the best place to buy from Tim at the shows. Best place to buy from George off the website. And if one of the moderators would kindly put their links back into the comments, I would be very appreciative. One down. Like we were saying, Tim just agreed. If you inbox him in the next half an hour, it's 90% off his whole collection. He's coming out the hobby. Yeah, you can get hold of Tim via Tim Baxter JustScorpions on Facebook. You can also get hold of George on Facebook at Geo Scorps, and then you can get hold of George on his website. Is it .co.uk on the end or .com?
.co.uk.
Brilliant. Charlotte's just put Tim's link into chat. If you guys want to click on that and go give him a quick follow on Facebook, that'd be absolutely. I just you seen that message? Bollocks! It died. So yeah, follow that link to go give Tim a follow on Facebook. Hit that link up there and add it to your favourites on your on your internet, because that is George's website link. Charlotte's just put in.
Also, try and follow us on our Facebook group, Scorpion Hobbyists UK. If someone can put that on there, actually UK, yeah.
No worries.
It's amazing for people that are new, or if you're into the hobby, to ask questions about scorpions. If you have any scorpion, post a picture of it. We can tell you what species and what sex it is.
Osmond's just put it in. I tell you what, Osmond and Charlotte, when it comes to admin and moderating on the channel, are fucking amazing.
Yeah, it seems like it.
And it's free. They literally do it all for free as well. So thank you guys, appreciate it.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for having us. I speak for Tim as well because he's not here.
Anyway. So we will be doing another one in the near future with George, Tim, and United Inverts, which is Lee from Scorpion Hobbyist, as well as. So look out for that one. That should be pretty damn awesome. And Lee did say awesome stream. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Lee. You're welcome. You should get paid.
Have a great night. Charlotte says you're welcome. You usually get paid for this.
Best Scorpion group, hands down. Yes, it is.
Yeah, she does. She does actually normally get paid to sort out people's lives. She's got her own company doing it. Osmond says, free. Check your WhatsApp. No worries. But George, thank you so much for agreeing to come on again. It's been a while. Always appreciate it.
Hopefully. Which is the next show you're going to?
Taunton, 23rd.
Oh, God.
Which is terrible. It's about a week before payday for everybody.
Is it? Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought they fixed that last year with the dates. Did they not? There was one day.
No, there's one in the middle of the month. Basically, if they do it at with some venues, if you do it at the very end of the month, the ticket prices would have to almost like double because of the venue costs. So if you do it the right side of payday, it's a bit cheaper. And then there's also the fact that the locals will book these venues up as well as quite quick. And then the more popular ones, like the London show, they've got to get whatever date they can and like now. And then they've also got to have the money there to put the deposits down on all of them across a year.
Okay. Well, you guys save up from the month before.
Yeah. Yeah, but there's normally a show the month before. That's the problem.
Yeah.
It's
Maybe
just
they need
like,
to do another month.
then you got the wife going, how much you taking to this show, Scott? And I'm like, oh, I ain't getting much. And then I try and convince myself, I'm like, yeah, I ain't buying much. Then I come back from the show, like literally driving home, going, I'm fucking skint again. Just been paid on a fucking skint.
I don't remember the last time I went to a show and didn't spend at least 600 or 700 on average.
Wow. Jeez.
And not even meaning to, just like, yeah, I want 6 of those. I want some of those as well. Take it back. Yeah, I want another 10 of those. Just rather than listening. It's kid in a candy shop, innit?
Where are we? Spartan Exotics. Will you be going to the Capital show? Are you going to the Capital show, George? I am.
What's the Capital show? Where is that?
London.
London. Yeah, absolutely. I would, if I'd get a table there, but I think everything is booked. Yeah.
What is the favourite food of Selenus or Solanus?
One that moves. With Selenus,
Phil Fest is always just after payday, which is a Middlehall show.
Is it? Ah, well done to you. See, they do it properly.
Yeah, 100%. He thinks about it and does it properly. Yeah. Charlotte says, "I hide my car boot." Spot. I think I'll be going to the Capital and the Southern show. It's the Southwestern is the Taunton one, which is the 23rd.
Is Brighton the Southern show?
Southern one, I think, is Brighton.
Yeah, because those are the two I'm definitely going to. Capital.
I only help do a few bits of the shows and never remember any of the dates. I'm like, fuck.
You go to every single one, though, don't you?
Apart from Glasgow. Glasgow's a bit too far.
Okay, right.
So I try not to. There might be, I don't know what's going on this year with transportation and stuff like that, because normally I'm going with Mark the Spider Guy. So fuel and stuff like that can be split and that. So I don't know what we're doing this year, because he's manoeuvring to somewhere else. So
it's Southampton now, not Brighton.
Southampton. Oh yeah, that makes sense.
Why? Is it?
That's the drive.
For fuck's sake. All right. Well, I might go to this other one then. You going Chase side? Chase side.
Been trying Morio worms, but they bury before the scorpion can catch them. Crush the head, and then they can't bury themselves.
Yeah.
But what I've found, if you crush the head and hold it with the tongs, and where the claw is, just gently rub it across the claw so they can taste it. They'll. I love watching scorpions and bunch. They're literally like.
Yeah. Where's Chase side? He's just some 90s.
Chase side. I don't know. It's like with crickets. If I'm feeding crickets to the scorpions, I'd take their back legs off so they can't jump.
They're evil. I think she should get a table at the Man and Halloween show. There.
That's a pretty good idea, actually, George.
Where is that?
Middlehall.
Maybe. I'll get a table there if Tim comes with me to help me.
Oh, the Bournemouth show. Probably not. I think it doesn't that one always clash with another one? Well, there's two in one of the two. I kind of have to go to the invert one.
Suffolk George. Yeah, that's not so bad. I don't mind that one. There's an invert show in Essex once a year. I normally have a table there because it's quite close to home. But I know online on social media they've been getting there's a little bit of drama going on with the owner.
Oh, when isn't the drama?
God. Yeah.
The two things I hate in this hobby is the drama and people that, and this isn't a reference to anybody, but people that sit on the fence and they say, "I sit on the fence," but really you can see that they're getting involved in one side and the other, and they're the worst ones that the fucking is.
I tell you what,
that's not a reference to anybody. Oh, Coventry show, Scott. Yeah, Coventry show. Love the
There's quite
Coventry
a few
show.
people on the Facebook groups that are very happy to give their opinions and smash other people online. And then when you see
No
them,
shows in Wales. I know. And it's like we're all learning. There's a lot of people quick to say, "Oh, YouTubers think they know everything." No, we fucking don't. It's the opposite. We put stuff out there, and then we get taught again off people that are commenting or messaging. And I think a lot of us that do YouTube, it's more about putting our journey out there than anything. But yeah, Coventry show is always an amazing show each year. Yeah, the Coventry one clashes with the Bournemouth show. Yeah. Yeah, I'll be going to the Coventry one, unfortunately, for those going to the Bournemouth one.
at least there's a variety.
That's because the Coventry show is like 10 minutes from my house. BTS is 15-20 minutes from my house.
I live in London. It's the capital. Why are there not more shows around where I am? Why do I always have to go up north?
You speak to the event organisers and go ask them how much it is to book out a venue in London. Charlotte's going to be at the Coventry and what do you mean you're not coming to BTS? Yes, you are. We're going to have food and after BTS, don't we? Load of us all go down to that pub near Luke's. It'd be awesome. Yeah, they're always going to BTS and Coventry.
That's nice. I hope to see a lot of you at the shows. Since I don't know what your faces look like, you need to come up to me and introduce yourself to one. You're going to be in Greece, Charlotte. Whereabouts in Greece are you
Cancel
going?
Greece. Cancel Greece. Book it for a different day.
Lovely. Greece is
lovely.
Lovely.
Or different weeks or something. That's terrible.
Are you going to Rhodes, Charlotte? That's normally a holiday destination.
Going up the Acropolis then. You're going to Rhodes. Phil's been keeping for 29 years. Every day is a school day. The day I feel I've nothing to learn about the animals or their husbandry, etc., is the day I'll quit. Exactly, bro. They couldn't put it any better.
That's a good way to put it. Every day is a school day.
And that's literally the head of inverts and reptiles, zookeeper. And Phil knows his shit. And I mean, he knows his shit. Yeah, she doesn't know if she's coming to the show this year. The Taunton at the end of the month, but she's had a little bit of heart trouble. So
oh really?
We've got to keep her mellow. Yeah, she don't mind me chatting about it anyway, because it's just one of them things. But she got diagnosed with the world's smallest blood clot. I had the Friday and the Monday off for the last show. So she's gone down, had a finger prick test for the blood and stuff like that, as well as blood taken out of her. And the doctor said, yeah, it's a very small blood clot. We'll give you a shot of warfarin, blah, 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 blah. Everything will be fine. Yeah. Might need some more tests around heart conditions. So then yesterday she gets a phone call off her doctor that says, fuck, we've had the results back for the tests that he did. I've booked you an emergency appointment for today. You don't need you can't miss this appointment. Get your ass here. So she did. And what the blood test has shown is that tiny little blood clot had actually released into her body and gone through her heart, causing a very small heart attack.
Oh.
That's why when she went to the doctors, she was having bits of chest pain. He was very surprised that the doctor did pick up on that at that time. But that's not the scary thing. The scary thing is that she's got an irregular heartbeat, and she's showing flags for having the same heart condition that her dad did. Her dad died, I might get the ages wrong, but I know it was only a year difference. Her dad died at age 33 and she's 34. So she's fucking shitting herself, as you can imagine. So
her dad died at age 33.
Yeah, she was 4. Oh, mate, when it comes to a woman having 32, she's 33. I'm not very good with ages, birth dates, stuff like that. It just doesn't sink in. But when it comes to a woman going through shit, that woman has been to hell and back, and it's like then it's like they go, oh well, we're not quite finished with you. Here, have a tiny little blood clot in your lung. Oh, here, have a heart attack. Oh, here's the same heart condition you had. Do you know what I mean? It's like, fucking hell, give up on the woman for a bit, will you?
Oh, that sucks, man.
Oh, she's a warrior. Yeah, yeah. I was quite surprised they found the heart actually.
You're gonna get it. When you get off the live stream, you're gonna get it.
The lucky thing is, my wife understands my humour, so she either just ignores it or just gives it like a fuck's sake, and then that's it. She knows, but she knows I mean nothing by it.
Tara, if you're listening, Tara, we can split the bill for the assassin. Just PM me later.
She'll be inboxing you, going, "Where should we get the life insurance out for?"
Yeah. Oh, trooper. All right, guys.
I don't know how. The amount of shit she's had in her life and she's still standing is beyond me.
Scott, I'm going to get going.
Yeah, and me, I'm going to disappear and get a cup of tea and what have you. And get some water in me because it's quite warm in this shed.
Oh, you're in the shed? Oh, yeah. You're doing all your actions from the shed now?
I do the lives.
Do the lives in the shed? But when you're not doing lives, you're in front of a screen.
That's the TV.
Yeah. So you're
right. So everybody, when I first did it like that, everybody was like, oh, "Wow, what a massive TV!" It's 72-inch. But I'm really lucky because I can't explain things. It's not stolen at all. That's not the thing. But my best mate, we've been best mate. We refer to each other as brothers. We're very, very close and have been for just over 10 years. He went, "You can have it for 350 quid. Just give me £150 a month." So I said, "Okay," because Tara likes TV. And that's 75-inch, and that's why I bought it. So it's actually Tara's TV.
Jesus.
So what I do is it might help anybody watching if you want to do something similar. If you can't be asked doing a green screen, or if you want a video behind you, you can upload a video like I have to YouTube and keep it as unlisted, but you can set it to play on your phone, on your TV, and then turn your phone on record and record with that behind you. The only thing I've got to work out is the lighting, so it looks like this as opposed to looking a bit like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then we'll be all right.
Yeah, you'll figure it out.
Yeah, we're getting there.
Take it easy, and I'll hopefully see you at the next show.
All right, take care. Night, everybody. Thank you so much for turning up. Really, really appreciate the support, man. Night, everybody.